Oh man, he's in Lord of the Mysteries fandom now. You remember what's been going on with them recently? You know, I hate Genshin Impact! And then all the Hoyoshis are like, no, how could you say this? I hear there's some drama happening. In my opinion, I think Nicholas Light is the ultimate weapon in trying to stir up engagement in any community. Absolutely no disrespect to the guy, but this is simply the outcome that I have observed in every one of his experiences in any fandom. He goes in there, he says some shit, people get fucking mad, everybody comes out of the woodshed, starts talking about it, and even though he is the main center of attention for controversy, the fandom itself thrives in terms of engagement and numbers go up. The best thing possible that can happen for Lord of the Mysteries is for Nicholas Light to pull up, do a literal AoE taunt. Like, bro is a fucking tank. He's a provoker in like a video game. Goes in there, says some outlandish shit. I don't even know what he said. There's like a minute 50-second clip here, and apparently there's a lot of comments down here too. And we're gonna watch the clip and see what he said.
So far, the year for anime has been completely motherfucking mid. And yeah, especially.
He's not a seasonal anime watcher. Like, he doesn't know about shows like Ninkoro that's happening right now, or even other low-budget shows like Two Perfect Saints in spring 2025. Very underrated seasonal animes, which I think are great. But in terms of like shows that penetrate into the mainstream and have big exposure like Furiren, Dan, Solo Leveling did come out to play in winter 2025, but one could definitely make the argument that spring and winter 2025 so far has been lackluster, and that's why I think a lot of people are looking forward to summer 2025, right? That is where all the big name sequels, new shows are coming to pop off, and Lord of the Mysteries being the front runner, maybe.
Especially for reaction channels. Besides Solo Leveling and a few One Piece episodes, this year has been terrible for anime channels.
To Be Hero X is kind of there hanging on. And if you have a Japanese audience, Gundam G-Quux or even Uma Musume Cinderella Grey are okay. But again, these are kind of like Little League games. This is, right? This is straight up like Little League games. If you look at the viewership that exists on super popular battle shonen stuff, like straight up on YouTube channels, like when your boy Roshi farms out seasonal anime, some of them may do just as bad as like 10k views for their channel, which is honestly pretty like low considering they're like 1 million subs. But when there's something really popular shows like Chainsaw Man, Demon Slayer, Jujutsu Kaisen, Solo Leveling, shit is in the 6 figures easy. So in that example, Nick is right.
Look at the top anime channels. Nobody's getting views unless it's Solo Leveling, Attack on Titan, or Demon Slayer. But we really need more anime this year to put their fucking foot down. You know what I mean? We need to see more Dan. Dan needs to blow up. Lord of the Mysteries. I have so much fucking hope and prayers for Lord of the Mysteries.
All right.
I want to see Lord of the Mysteries take over. It better fucking take over.
He's just saying positive shit. Why are people mad in the comments?
And I'm not talking about like To Be Hero X. Everybody tells everybody, check out To Be Hero X. Check out To Be Hero X.
If you do that, they're gonna just strike you down. Shout out to Michelangelo and your boy Roshi for specifically getting targeted. My videos too, I had to re-upload the most recent episode for Queen vs. X. Billy doesn't really seem to like, you know, free promotions, and they like to work against the content creators. But even 2B Hero X numbers on your boy Roshi or Michelangelo's channel and other bigger reaction channels, it doesn't reach the same level of peak that he is referring to when something crazy like Dan or Solo Leveling is airing.
And then I look at the reactions, and the highest reaction has like 30,000 views.
Exactly, which again is a lot of viewership, but in relative to what is possible for top reaction channels when covering the most mainstream battle shonen shit, it is just like nothing.
Bro, we need more. We need anime on the level as Demon Slayer. We need that popularity. We need...
Now, I would argue that bigger number doesn't mean better anime, right? I think there's plenty of seasonal anime that are great airing this season. Some of my favorite, again, are Ninkoro, done by Studio Shaft. Phenomenal. Uma Musume Cinderella Grey, I think, is killing it. 2B Hero X has already been mentioned. What else? Witch Watch is pretty fun. Absolutely it is. What else? Tibate? Tibate? Nah, not Tibate, bro. But there are a lot of hidden gems in seasonal animes, but obviously because of a lack of existing fan bases and the fact that they are so niche compared to the biggest demographic possible, which is the battle shonens, right? The shonen heads definitely outweigh everything else in terms of engagement. That's why, like, you guys need to realize that seasonal content creators like myself and your boy Roshi, on average viewership, will not scale as hard as channels like Nicholas Light. And even my second channel, where we focus on just one thing, or we have like a main identity of like a big demographic, big like audience, and scales off of that, right? And if he just wants to watch better anime, he could just simply watch the other seasonal animes that's happening right now. I think he might enjoy that. To make content off of it may be a bad idea, because underperforming series like that, listen, no matter how good those animes are, in the game of YouTube, when you post videos that is not doing well, it will get lower and lower, right? That's why everyone's chasing trends and fixated about the numbers. So with that out of the way, I do agree that bigger number doesn't necessarily mean better anime, but bigger number does mean bigger communities, more people enjoying the same hobby that we all love, more people to talk about it with, right? The whole ecosystem thrives. So there are positive aspects in chasing numbers, big metrics.
Big fucking stories, bro. Gachi Okuta, I have a lot of fucking hope for as well.
Me too, man. I hope Gachakuda is able to reach the highs, man, of other battle shonens that exist.
Well, Gachi Okuta.
I don't think it's a battle shonen though, is it? I'm assuming it is, but I don't think it necessarily is. It could be a seinen.
And Lord of the Mysteries. These two anime need to be fucking god tier.
Interesting. Gachakuda and Lord of the Mysteries is the only series that he has his eyes on. What else is happening? Dandadan, dress up? Well, the issue with sequels is that every time there's a sequel, there's going to be a filtering process. Now, I don't think Dandadan will suffer from it, but there are so many animes where second season happened and no one talks about it. I mean, Windbreaker right now is a perfect example of that. Nobody's watching this shit. And there's also many other like second season content, like even this show, right? Slime 300 literally was watching it a month before it aired for season 2, was getting like 15,000, 10K, 7K on average per videos. The second season goes in, everyone doesn't fucking watch it anymore. But sequel syndrome definitely exists. But for shows that's big enough and is recent enough, like Dandadan, don't think it's gonna fail. Dress Up Darling, fingers crossed it doesn't happen like that, but so many years has passed that I feel like sequel syndrome may affect us to the degree. Kaiju 8, I think it's gonna come back strong. I'm really excited about this one. This rom-com, obviously, you know, big mainstream channels don't really check out rom-coms, but based on the engagement that I've seen on trailer reactions, a lot of people are very hyped up about Cloverworks, you know, newest rom-com coming out. This one, you guys should maybe check that out. Gachakuda, definitely people are really excited about that. Sakamoto Days has been dead on arrival since season 1, but season 2 looks pretty good. Call the Night, I feel like it's gonna suffer from sequel syndrome. Season 1 happened a long time ago. A lot of people have forgotten, and I don't know if it has a big enough community for this to get that same level of mainstream appeal that, you know, Solo Leveling or Dandadan can, you know, attempt. Very excited about Summer Hikaru Died, and we can go more and more about it. I low-key think that Grand Blue will also suffer from sequel syndrome, man. Also, BBL Shota, man. BBL Shota. But, alright, let's keep going.
Here, bro. God tier. It needs to be talked about as much as as much as Solo Leveling. I swear to God. Lord of the Mysteries should be talked about more than Solo Leveling.
Why is he so excited about this? Because I'm just watching a clip. Where did he learn about this series, and why does he have the expectation that this is going to be so good? Maybe the metrics off of the, you know, Cuttlefish, you know, loves diving. See how his numbers are doing crazy in China, how it's glazed over there. Is that because of that? Simply the trailers? Simply the trailers? I doubt that is just because of trailers. He must have seen some numbers that shows that this has that mainstream appeal.
By the looks of it. Now, is the story good? I don't know. It just looks like it should be number one.
I think he's just really hyped up about like the trailer and the way that they use 3D and the background art and everything just looks crazy movement. It's just like a Sakuga fest, if you will, right? So, okay, we're going off of that.
Right? I'm done watching trailers for Lord of the Mysteries. They released like 30 this fucking week.
Tectone entered his chat and said it's better than One Piece, and many agreed. What the fuck does Baldi know about Donghwas? No disrespect to Tectone, but Has he read the web novels? Has he? Like, is he a Lord of the Mysteries like super fan? I just didn't expect like him to be aware of that stuff.
I am done doing that. I am waiting until the anime comes out. That's all I want. I don't want trailers anymore. I just want fucking anime. I just want the goddamn anime.
All right. This clip is pretty positive. All he does is glaze Lord of the Mysteries, says that anime recently has been very lackluster in terms of having that mainstream appeal. I acknowledge that there are definitely great animes happening behind the scenes. It's just that many people don't care about all these different seasonal content, therefore it's going to go underlooked. It would be nice if bigger creators could put a spotlight onto, you know, these other lesser known shows, but the game of YouTube and how it operates, it punishes you for doing that kind of behavior, right? Let's read some of the comments. More popularity, the more is the corruption, and it's not even it's the good kind. Soul Leveling is funny because just like the manhwa, it is about 0 worthwhile story characters. It has 1 worthwhile story characters, Sung Jin Moo. That's why it's called Soul Leveling, but it's just really enjoyable to watch. Okay, it should and deserves to. If it gains a lot of popularity, a lot of stuff will change outside of the industry. Absolutely. 2D donghua industries in China might make a comeback. Japan will finally realize that they need to produce higher quality anime. This is what I'm talking about, man. So many people are like, they engage in tribalism and they think that it must be only Japanese anime or it must be just something. There is the other one too of like I remember when Wuthering Waves is coming out and people are comparing it to Genshin Impact. And basically so many people know like Genshin Impact was not in a good state. It never usually really is, but it's still popular. And when they hear a competitor game is coming out, those Hoyo shows will get mad and say, "No, you can't play another game." But if they thought about it for a second, they'd realize another competitor coming into the market that has a similar type of gameplay will compel your studio, your company, to make better products. In the game of capitalism, for consumers, you guys, you benefit if other games, other shows are popping off more than what you play, right? So if you have that mindset, you would realize, yes, China popping off like that will absolutely create an incentive for Japan to maybe try the same thing. Maybe Japan won't care because they only care about their domestic market. What if their domestic market recognizes the godlike donghwas and they realize, holy shit, we should tap into this too? I'm just saying, man. It will inspire many to create better stories overall. We will finally have international IRL events. Yeah, it's just a positive for everybody. I don't get this. Every year Japan continues to produce at least 15 to 20 high quality shows that have great production value. Yeah, but for every 15 to 20 high quality shows, there's probably like 100 that's absolute dog shit. The next season alone has like 10 incredible anime airing, and it's just an anomaly. That's just because summer 2020 is stacked. Has amazing animation production. China is far behind in comparison. They only produce like 2 to 3 great anime shows every year. I would say 2 to 3, free runs or dandadans will always outweigh 15 to 20 like lesser high tier shows. Other countries producing great animated shows is going to motivate Japan to do better. What is there to even motivate? Well, here's the thing. When Japan cares about their domestic audience, right? Just because something pops off internationally, Japan doesn't seem to really care about that. But when their domestic audience cares about Chinese donghwas and they pursue and spend their money on those services and goods, that will create an incentive. I agree that in this specific scenario, it is special because of how Japan operates. But in this free market capitalism society that we live in, competitors making other people try harder is an absolute fact, and it definitely does apply to Japan in animation, even if it's not to the same degree that you think. If he's the biggest, why have I not heard of him? Because there's a lot of million sub YouTubers that you don't even know that exist. Like on YouTube, having 1 million subs literally means nothing. Me having like almost 40k subs literally means fucking nothing. It's so big that you would find a creator that has like millions of subs that you never knew even existed, and you're like, damn, this ocean is big. He's not the biggest reactor on YouTube, but he's certainly the biggest fake reactor. Here we go. He's known for pre-watch a lot of his reaction content, Attack on Titan, Death Note, etc. Now, I believe that Nicholas Light himself is self-proclaimed to be the best fake reactor, right? So I think this comment is right. Nicholas Light has conned himself as the best fake reactor. So that's his words, not mine. So hey, he's right about that. Ain't this dude notorious for faking reactions or in literally any popular series just to use their fans to up his views? He also does OnlyFans, lol. Apparently he does, man. Dude, people just like nitpicking on the smallest things. They just Nicholas Light haters. Basically, at the end of the day, Nicholas Light entering Lord of the Mysteries fandom is the best thing you could ask for. If you want to gatekeep this shit and say we don't want, you know, the masses to come in, I think that's pretty, you know, small-minded. I think that Nicholas Light, again, is the ultimate weapon. You want your fandom to get engagement and people to start talking about it? Send him in. Let him say some shit. You notice that he didn't even say anything controversial in this clip, yet motherfuckers are in here just like mauling and talking about the show and him. It creates fire. He is the perfect Kindle, and you should be appreciative of this content monster that is able to breathe life into any fandom. Just send him in, dude. He's like a fucking mercenary. Again, it's like a video game comparison. Bro is like a fucking tank that goes in, does a provoking AoE taunt. Then he says, my job is done. Enjoy. See you next time. Bye-bye.